So when it comes to service agreements, outside of the specifics related to consumer protection laws, you just want to think of the service agreement as you laying out all the terms for the relationship for you and your client. So service agreements typically will deal with scheduling, with cancellations, with refunds, with payments, with intellectual property ownership of materials. And it just sets all of the rules for if someone's working with you, what does the process look like? We've seen an evolution in different service agreements where now service agreements also include things around vaccinations and affirmations of health and saying to someone, okay, well, if you're not going to be wearing a mask, that's okay. And you're only allowed to not wear a mask if you have shown us that you're fully vaccinated. Conversely, other clients don't want to deal with that at all in their arrangements. But you want to deal, if there's limited capacity issues, you want the service agreement to relate that. And the service agreement is just basically the rules to someone working with you in your business. And as each business is different and each person and each company has their own way of operating, you want the service agreement to address all of those things. The benefit of having a service agreement that's customized and just generally speaking, even like notwithstanding the law, but it sets up someone to fully understand what they're getting themselves into. So one of the things our service agreements will also always include is a section on expectations. So it will say something like, in the agreement, it'll have a provision called expectations. Please reference Schedule B, which will outline what our expectations of you are and what you can expect from us. Schedule B, expectations. You will show up on time. You'll have a positive demeanor. You can choose if you include that if you want, people to be, we can't force people to be happy, but you know what I mean. And just other things, you will always bring a towel. You will always follow our hygiene procedures. You will treat other people with respect. Here's what you can expect from us. Service with a smile. Maybe, again, I don't know how into smiles you are or you're not, but we're always going to give you professional guidance. We're always going to look out for your best. We're always going to do everything we can to support you. We're always going to be open to feedback. And the whole point of this is that if someone is not following those expectations, you're allowed to course correct them. You're allowed to say, hey, this is what we agreed to, how can we resolve this? And it may seem trivial and it may seem something that's not important, but really this is the difference in having the best type of relationship with your clients as possible. And one thing that I've learned as being a small business owner, although I'm not directly in health and wellness, what I've seen is that when you have an agreement that lets people know what they can expect, the moment either they veer or you veer from that, all you have to do is show them what they agreed to originally and be like, hey, before we accepted your money, this is what you agreed to. And this is how we're keeping our end of the agreement, and this is something that you're not doing. So how can we resolve it? And even another example of this has to do with deposits. So in a lot of our clients have had issues with clients canceling or booking an appointment or not counseling within sufficient time, and how does that work? And I was recently working with a client who now takes deposits, and what their business does is someone signs up with them. In addition to signing up, someone pays $100 in deposits, and the business keeps that in the event that someone does not cancel within specific time. And that's their choice, and we have the legal agreement reflect that. And it's $100 business to the credit. It's $100 credit to the business, so that the client, over time, it can, if the client wants to stop working together, and they never have issues around notice or cancellations, they automatically get that money back. But that's just a quick tool where a client was like, well, I'm having this problem with people always not showing up or no shows. And so it's like, cool, why don't you just collect a deposit, include information about it in the agreement. When you speak to people and you're onboarding them into your business, explain to them how and why it works, and then you'll be on your way. And that's just a simple solution for something that's a problem that you fixate on, that you're always thinking about, that there's a very clear legal solution for it. So in summary, I hope you've enjoyed some of the insights and information that I can share on service agreements, whether it's a one-on-one coaching agreement, whether it's a group coaching agreement, whether it's a training agreement, whether it's a group training agreement, whether it's a membership agreement. All of these fall under you offering your services to your clients and what the rules around that are. Again, the most important point of having this agreement is that it helps you communicate your expectations openly and honestly, and it sets the boundaries for a real relationship where you're empowered to create the ideal relationship that you have with your clients, which is really, really important for you as a business in your ability to grow. In addition to the benefits of having this ideal relationship and being able to communicate openly and honestly, what the agreement also gives you is legal protection against consumer protection rights, and basically making sure the agreement deals with consumer protection issues and has the correct legal verbiage so that if there's a chargeback, if someone wants a refund, whatever the issue is, the agreement has you protected to the maximum ability possible, which is what we want for all of our clients. And remember, most of the issues in a service agreement are going to rely or fall under the category of non-performance, not being able to offer the services, someone paying for an auto pay for a long period of time, and how does that work? And just anything really related to consumer protection laws and making sure you represent the services that you offer adequately and properly. And then lastly, just as a general summary, the things that are often going to be included in a service agreement will be things around payment, cancellation, behavior, expectations, and anything else that you find that's relevant for you and your business. So the service agreement is a really, really important area for your business. It governs the relationships that you have with your clients. And at the end of the day, you're going to want to know, we all want to be in a position where all we're looking to do is bring on more and more clients, and you don't want this little piece in the middle to hold you back and think, oh, well, I don't really have a great agreement with them, and I want to bring more and more people, but I'm afraid of my exposure to liability or risk, or that this doesn't capture my relationship properly. Easily taken care of with the service agreement. It's one of the foundational documents we drafted Conscious Counsel. In a practical sense for health and wellness professionals, it's one of the most important documents, if not the most important document for your relationship with your clients. So get excited about it. Get happy about it. When you're thinking about creating the ideal relationship, like even saying those words makes me happy. Like, cool, I get to determine relationships on my terms. That sounds awesome. So my invitation for all of you as you revisit your service agreements and you think about the relationships that you have with your clients, come at it from a really positive space. Come at it from a happy place. Come at it from an empowering place. Come at it from a confident place. And in doing so, you're going to realize that you stop thinking about the law, you stop thinking about getting sued, you stop getting worried about your relationship with your clients because you have the legal confidence to know that everything's been done properly from the start.